What's going on, Washington fans? We're back with another video, and in today's video, make sure you guys hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. Close to 2,000 subscribers. We're gonna review the Commanders' second unofficial depth chart. Really like doing these. Really enjoy these episodes where we dive into the unofficial depth chart for the team. These are really good to see. Really good to get a grip on, what this year may look like. Who are they going to keep? Who do they like right now? That's what the point of an unofficial depth chart is. So we're going to talk about that today. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and we'll wait for some more people to get in here before we start. They release these every week before the game. So every week before a game, which we obviously play the Bengals coming up, they release one of these. So we can always go over these. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't done any of that yet. Send a super chat to kick the show off if you would like. Hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and we will get going. So let me take that off the screen. All right, so see if I can pull up this depth chart. See if anyone has the depth chart. They should. Let's get that up. Again, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and we're gonna pull up the Commanders' second unofficial depth chart. So here we are at the list, or the depth chart. Okay, so we're gonna start with the offense here. You're gonna see that there isn't much change from last time, but it is there is some change here. There is some things to look at here. So that's why we're doing the stream. If there wasn't any change, wouldn't be doing this, but I really enjoy what the Commanders change and what they decide to change. I really enjoy seeing how that all plays out, how that's all going to look. So, again, make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button if you have not yet. We're going to start with the offense. Terry McLaurin, obviously, he's in these parentheses because he hasn't hit the field yet. And I was going to talk about Terry McLaurin today, but I didn't want to continue to harp on that. And he has to get an extension soon, right? They have to do something soon. Or just tell him to come to work and say, listen, we don't have an extension for you. We can't get this done. Say that. Say that. And make him come to work because he would get fined. Like, he has to play this season. McLaurin has to play this season. He does. He does. So you got to make him show up to work somehow. And you got to just tell him, listen, we don't have an extension for you. Show up to work. He's really ruining the practices right now. But Michael Gallup's still listed at second on the wide receiver position, which is as expected. Chris Moore still out here at third. I'm surprised the team hasn't released Chris Moore. Really thought the team would have released him by now. He's been dropping the football. I heard a lot. He's been very non-active in practice. He was getting first team reps, and now he's kind of not doing that, right? So make sure you guys hit the like button if you're in here. Make sure you hit the subscribe button as well. Hit that like button. It would help the channel grow exponentially. Let's continue to rock with this depth chart here. So Chris Moore, surprised the team hasn't released him, but they haven't yet apparently. And so yeah, so we'll see if they end up doing that. I wouldn't be surprised. But we'll see. But he certainly drops the football a lot. We need to see something from him Monday night in the preseason game. Again, hit the like button if you're in here. River Craycraft, River Craycraft, they just signed him the other day, actually. So he's a white wide receiver. He's a really good player, and he cooked us last year. River Craycraft cooked us last year in the preseason game versus the Dolphins. So I'm excited. I'm excited for him. We got 8 people in here. Let's get up to 8 likes on this stream. Now we got 10 people in here. Let's get up to 10 likes on this stream. Okay, 10 likes on this stream is the goal for right now. Hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed. Send a super chat. Any amount helps if you would like. So Craycraft, I'm excited about that signing, but I don't see him being a huge contributor, right? Probably not going to make the roster, but we'll see what he has during this period of the off season. Then you look at the left tackle position. Left tackle, it's an interesting position, right? There's a lot of depth here, but there is it's all relies on Laramie Tunsil. What does he do? How does he show out? So we'll see what Laramie Tunsil does, but he just can't get injured, and he can't get flags like he did last year. We got 13 people in here. Let's get up to 13 likes. I need everyone to hit the like button. I need everyone to hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed. Laramie Tunsil. Hold up. Let me throw this graphic real quick. Hold up, guys. Let me throw this graphic back on the screen. All right. Let's get back to it. Laramie Tunsil here, left tackle. Foster Sherrill is the swing tackle here. Look, I'm fine with the depth. Foster Sherrill is 6'7", so big guy. Tyree Phillips, I like the depth. He's playing on the Giants, played on a few other teams, so I like Tyree Phillips. I really like that signing they made earlier in the offseason. I think he has a chance to make this roster. Just solely being the depth piece that he has a chance to make the roster. So I really am going to see. I'm really going to like to see what Tyree Phillips has for us. I think he can be a big contributor this year as far as the depth piece. You know, you can't always rely on guys like Laramie Tunsil. So we'll see what he ends up doing, but he has a chance to make the roster. So left guard, something that's good here for the left guard position. I don't see parentheses. I don't see parentheses in here for the left guard position. So Brandon Coleman must be back and he must be healthy by this point, which is really good news for the team. Really good news for the team. Chris Paul is his backup. We'll see Chris Paul more in the preseason, but I'm excited. I'm excited to see it. He's a good depth piece. I think he's a pretty good depth piece overall. So we'll see if he's able to contribute in the preseason games. And if he does that, you know, he can get on the field. But Julian Good-Jones was getting first team reps in yesterday's practice when they had him. They had Julian Good-Jones in the bubble for practice, and they were doing a jog through, and he got first team reps. So good for him. Center, Tyler Biadasz, Michael Dieter. Listen, I really wanted Nate Herbig to not retire. I wanted Nate Herbig this year so we could cut Michael Dieter, but it looks like Michael Dieter is staying on this team, staying on this roster, because he has no other guy that's going to challenge him for the position to take over, to take over the role of the second guy in the center room. So I really wish Nate Herbig stuck around. Thanks for making me right, Jaden. It's still here. Michael Dieter, still here. He's laughing in your face. All right, right guard, Sam Cosme. Again, guys, we got 6 people in here. Let's get up to 6 likes. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Where was I at? Sam Cosme. I think I talked about Sam Cosme. Nothing exciting. He's your right guard. Nick Allegretti is going to be a solid backup piece. Timothy McKay is their highest valued undrafted free agent, and they just now are getting him on the field, and he just is now recovering from an injury. So Timothy McKay, excited for him, excited for what he has to offer. I can't tell you exactly what he's going to do, but I think he'd be pretty good this year. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Hit the like button. Helps the channel grow exponentially. So right tackle is Andrew Wiley. He's still slotted ahead of Josh Connolly. Josh Connolly, he's not going to win the job, before at least 1 week before week 1 because he hasn't proved enough and we haven't had enough padded practices. We just haven't had enough time for Josh Connolly to do it. So, Trent Scott, that's going to be interesting. I don't know. I guess he'll make the roster. He makes it every year. Bobby Hart, you don't have to worry about him. Zach Ertz, tight end here. Ben Sinnott, and then Cole Turner. So, Lawrence Cager is Cole Turner's backup. Lawrence Cager looked good in the preseason game last Friday night. Colson Yankoff is probably your so look, 1, 2, 3, 4. Colson Yankoff is probably your 4th tight end. I would imagine he makes the roster this year again, undrafted free agent from last year. Let's look at the wide receiver position. Noah Brown here, obviously, they were up at the top, I think was wide receivers. Yeah, up at the top is wide receivers. Noah Brown is going to be your wide receiver 3 this year, at least to start the year, if he's healthy. If he can get himself healthy and on the field, that's what he'll be. But I don't know if he's going to do that because he hasn't been healthy throughout his career. But I hope he can stay healthy. He's a good player, man. Like, he's a good player. He's like, I enjoy that he knows what he's doing, and he brings a veteran presence. He's the only other guy aside from Terry McLaurin that can stretch the field. So we need Noah Brown, but we cannot rely on Noah Brown. We cannot rely on Noah Brown because he gets hurt every second. Every second he gets hurt. So he has not made it a full season without getting hurt. So we need to see him stay and be reliable this year and do what he does best. He's the only other guy aside from Terry McLaurin that can stretch the field and be a contested catch guy. So KJ Osborne, probably not going to make the roster at this point. Had a few drops in the preseason game. He's been dropping passes in practice. Just hasn't looked real good. Jacoby Jones, undrafted free agent. He had a touchdown in the last preseason game, but it was kind of like a late touchdown. Didn't really mean anything. So he's not going to make the roster, but Jacoby Jones has a shot in the future. He does to make this roster. This year, however, no, probably not. Because he's an undrafted free agent. You have Ja'Cory Brooks ahead of him. And then Braylon Sanders and Tay Martin are down here. Braylon Sanders, obviously the UFL guy. Tay Martin was getting first-team reps the other day at practice. And listen, I'm excited. I'm excited for Tay Martin. I'll just say that. I think he has a shot to make the roster. Deebo Samuel, right here, obviously he's your wide receiver 2. Luke McCaffrey. As much as people talk about Luke McCaffrey, he's a lock to make the roster. He is. He's a lock to make the roster because it's only his second season. Now, next year, if he's coming off a year where he doesn't perform, he's not a lock. But this year, he's a lock. Jalen Lane, excited for what he has he's a rookie. I think he can take Luke McCaffrey's spot. The slot position could be a starting slot wide receiver. We'll see. And then Ja'Cory Brooks here hasn't moved up or down the depth chart, but we'll see what ultimately he continues to do. He's looked really good through practice, though. I will say that. He had another good day today. He's had a few drops during practice, but even Friday night when we played the Patriots, he was good. He was good when we played the Patriots. So I'm excited for what he has. Jaden Daniels, quarterback 1, Marcus Mariota, quarterback 2, Josh Johnson, quarterback 3, Sam Hartman, quarterback 4. So let me hold up. So let me search this up. Commanders first unofficial. So this is their second unofficial depth chart. And I want to see the Commanders' first unofficial depth chart. So can we get this? Okay, so I don't know. I thought Sam Hartman was ahead of Josh Johnson last time. I think Sam Hartman was ahead of Josh Johnson last time on the unofficial depth chart. So interesting stuff. If Josh Johnson has moved up, I think he's going to be your quarterback 3 at 39 years old. He's better than Sam Hartman. They might try to seize Sam Hartman into being, on the practice squad and get him ready, but he just hasn't looked good so far. And he's a guy that, you hope can be your number 2 quarterback one day, but it's not looking likely right now. We're gonna have to invest in a better backup. So right now, here's your quarterback 4. So that's what Sam Hartman is at this point. I don't know what he can turn into. He's just careless with the football sometimes, and that is something you can learn. But like, how much longer is he gonna be careless with the football? How much longer can you be careless with the football? How much longer can you turn the football over? So we'll see. We will see. But I don't know. I don't know. Okay, sorry, I was looking at that. Okay, so make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as well. Okay, let's look at the running backs here. Look at the running backs here. Brian Robinson Jr. is your running back one. No doubt about it. He's your running back one. Now, I know you guys have heard the buzz. You've heard the buzz. Ben Standig, um, calling B-Rob out saying he might be a surprise cut. It's not happening. Not saying I'm better than Ben, not saying I know more than Ben, but B-Rob's not getting cut. He's not getting traded, and he will be running back one week one. I know it's sad, but Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt is not going to be running back one week one, and probably the first 5 weeks he's not going to be running back one. Brian Robinson Jr. is an established veteran, and this is a guy who's been in the league for a long time. He's a guy that he's had a great camp so far. He gets overlooked because no one likes him, but B-Rob slowly had a good camp. So we'll see what he can do this year with the new O-line, but we got 10 people in here. Let's get up to 10 likes on the stream. If you're not subscribed, go subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe to the channel. Please hit the like button on the stream. Austin Eckler is your next running back. Nobody thought any different. Jeremy McNichols, running back 3. I think this is where Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt comes in, and I've talked about this. I think that they make these guys earn it. Like, they make these guys earn their spots, and Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt is all the way back here because he has to go earn it, and he's done a great job so far. So I think you could see Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt be slotted in that third running back position by week one, but not right now. He has to still go earn it. Chris Rodriguez is even ahead of Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, which is fine. Make Ja'Cory go earn it. So that's what they do. That's what Dan Quinn does. If you don't like it, leave. So, and then Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt comes in at running back 5. I'm fine with that. Go make him earn it. Go make him want it more. Casimir Allen is your running back 6. Demetric Felton, your running back 7. Like, we are 6 to 7 running backs deep. And it's hard to decide, who makes the roster. I don't know. I don't know who's going to make the roster ultimately, but I know that Casimir Allen and Demetric Felton, they both contribute to special teams. So this could get tricky when talking about who makes the roster at the running back position. This could get tricky. We got 8 people in here. Let's get up to 8 likes. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. So I'm not worried, though, about the back end of the running back room. Like, I just don't. It's fine. It is what it is. They'll decide that, and they'll make the right decision. I trust they'll make the right decision. Okay. Let's get to the defensive side of the ball here in the depth chart. We'll start with defensive end. Dietrich Wise Jr. is your first guy. Dorrance Armstrong is your other edge rusher. Your backups are Cleveland Farrell and Jalen Holmes, which I think it's nice to see Jalen Holmes up here. Javonte Jean-Baptiste and Andre Jones Jr. back here, and then Norrell Pollard and no one else. So Andre Jones Jr., he's been pretty good this offseason, I've heard. He's an underrated guy. Javonte Jean-Baptiste, we'll see what he does. But the edge rusher room is, you still have Von Miller, and we're going to go over him in a second. You still have Jacob Martin. We're going to go over him in a second. So that's not the full edge rusher room, but that's what it looks like right now. Deron Payne, your first interior pass rusher. Javon Kinlaw, your second, or your other starter as well. Excited about this group. These are 2 monsters. Monsters. Kinlaw, Ryan Kerrigan said today, like, Kinlaw has the chance to be a really good player, an all-pro in this league. So I'm excited about Kinlaw. Eddie Goldman backs him up. And then Johnny Newton backs up Deron Payne. Thank you guys for joining me. Let's get up to 10 likes. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. If any super chats would be greatly appreciated. I started a goal in the chat. If somebody could fill that out, would be really appreciated. Eddie Goldman and Johnny Newton here second. I'm surprised about Eddie Goldman. Sheldon Day in third. And then Carl Davis, Ricky Barber. So nothing major there. No surprises. Your outside linebackers, well, you're basically just your edge rushers as well. Von Miller, we know he's looked really good. He still has that bend. He can still get around the corner. He can still get to the pass rush or the quarterback. Jacob Martin looks really good. I think Jacob Martin's set up for a breakout year. Like, he's never had more than what, 4 sacks in his career in every year of his career. I'm excited for what he has. He looks really good. TJ Mag, he's an international player. He doesn't even take up a spot on the roster due to him being international. So, we're not really worried about him until he shows his name and cements himself, but we'll see. We'll see if he does that. I haven't heard a single lick about TJ Mag so far, but we'll see what he has, right? Bobby Wagner is going to be obviously your linebacker. Jordan McGee backs him up. Kane Madrano. Good to see Jordan McGee still ahead of Kane Madrano because Jordan McGee, like, he has to get healthy, but once he does, I think he has the skill to be really good. Ali Caho's been okay so far. Frankie Luvu, linebacker. Obviously, Nick Ballore backs him up, but he's not even going to get on the field. Duke Riley's here, the linebacker position. Notice that. Excited for Duke Riley. He was making some plays yesterday at practice, or the other day at practice. Excited for him. He'll be ahead of Nick Ballore, by the way, because Nick Ballore is just a special teams ace. They just list him at linebacker. Cam Arnold, haven't heard much about him. So Marshawn Lattimore is your starting outside cornerback. Bobby Price. Bobby Price is the second guy. So when you see the Commanders working out all these cornerbacks, that's why. That's why the Commanders are working out all these cornerbacks, is because Bobby Price is your number 2 guy on backing up Marshawn Lattimore. Antonio Hamilton Sr., they just brought him in, and Hassan Bassi, they brought him in. We'll see what those guys can do. Trey Amos at outside cornerback starter, obviously. Jonathan Jones to back him up. Jonathan Jones could play outside or inside at cornerback. Really nice depth piece to have. And then Carlin Vigors, who was a human sacrifice Friday night against the Patriots, has no shot at making the roster anymore. Carlin Vigors was a sacrifice Friday night. So we'll see. Mike Samerstill and Noah Igbenogany in the slot nickel cornerback position. Really excited for Noah I. Noah I was flying around the field Friday night. Like, he looked really good. So Mike Samerstill, I expect a big year from him. Big second year. Mike Samerstill is the Jaden Daniels of the defense, in my opinion. You let me know if I'm right about that. Is Mike Samerstill the Jaden Daniels of the defense? I think he is. We got 10 people in here. Let's get up to 10 likes. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Thank you all for joining me this evening. So we got Will Harris, strong safety, Percy Butler to back him up, Tyler Owens, and then Daryl Worley. Nothing's changed there. They did just sign Daryl Worley the other day. Been bounced around the league. Quan Martin, free safety. Jeremy Reeves to back him up. By the way, speaking of Jeremy Reeves, he was talked about heavily in Joe Witt Jr.'s presser today. Joe Witt Jr. said, we have plans for this guy. So he said, like, we're not leaving him off the field this year. He's going to play defensive football, right? He's not just going to be a special teams guy. Ben Nickel, no shot, and then Robert McDaniel. We'll see what he does. He had a good rookie minicamp, but I haven't really heard of him since. Let's get to the special team side of things. Tress Way, your punter, nothing obviously changes there. Nothing changes there. Matt Gay's your kicker. It'd be interesting to see if they're going to bring in competition for Matt Gay. I'm excited to see if they will, because I think that we could use competition for Matt Gay. I don't know if we can rely on him, but at the same time, when you give your kicker the most guaranteed money, that a kicker can get, like, that is valuable, and you shouldn't bring competition in for that because you should be able to rely on him already. Tress Way, holder. Tyler Ott, long snapper, getting up there in age, but he still does a great job. Austin Eckler's your starting kick returner. I would think they wouldn't keep him back there because they need him more at running back than that. Luke McCaffrey, Demetric Felton, Casimir Allen, those guys are fine. Punt returner. KJ Osborne is not your starting punt returner. He's not ahead of Jalen Lane. He's not. So once we get to week one, Jalen Lane, that depth chart before week one, Jalen Lane will be ahead of KJ Osborne. And then KJ Osborne might be second if he even makes the roster. Demetric Felton and Casimir Allen have been getting a lot of work there as well. So I'm excited for this roster. I like how it looks so far. I like how it's looking, but I think that we have a lot of work to do. Like, we have a lot of guys to cut. We have a lot of guys to mess with before we get this full roster ready. Like KJ Osborne, he's not your punt returner because he's not making the roster. Like, first of all, he's not making the roster. So at least I don't think he is. I mean, I just don't see how. I don't see how he makes the roster. He's been floating, as a guy that just lingers and drops the football and is not good in practice. I started a goal in the chat. If anybody could fill that out, it would be greatly appreciated. You could click on the white thing. It says 0 out of 1. Fill that out. It would be greatly appreciated. So I'm excited about the depth chart. I think that there's a lot of changes to be made, but it looks good so far. Cliff Kingsbury said this morning, like he said, we need Terry McLaurin on the field. Like, he basically said, Terry, like, you show up to work, show up to work because I can't have you missing anymore. And I kind of agree with him because at the end of the day, Terry McLaurin's under contract and he can't change that by holding out. He's under contract, and I think the Commanders might end up not paying Terry McLaurin anything. Like, they might not give him an extension. It's going to be fun to see, though, how this shakes out. Not really fun. I don't really like watching this, but like, I think that this team is so much better than Adam Peters, obviously, but this is the stuff you go through. This is the stuff that you go through as a football team to pay players. And Adam Peters has done this his whole career. So at the end of the day, I think they should meet at like $29 to $30 million, right in the middle. I think that's where Terry and his crew should meet at. But is it going to get done? Like, it would be hard for me to imagine a world where Terry McLaurin misses a game, but we're getting to that point. And I would love to have Terry McLaurin this week. Monday Night Football comes up. Dan Quinn announced they're playing the starters Monday night on Monday Night Football. And what better way to get the chemistry between Jaden Daniels and Terry McLaurin back going than Monday Night Football on a terrible Bengals defense? So I need them back on the field. And I'm not going to be the guy to continue to say, oh, this is going to get done. This is going to get done. We don't have to worry about it. This is going to get done. I'm not going to be the guy to continue to say that because I'm sick of saying this contract extension is going to get done. I'm sick of saying it, like, without any results. There's no movement. There's nothing. That's why I say I think at the end of the day, we're just going to sit. And at the end of the day, we're going to sit without an extension. And I think the team is not going to give him an extension. I don't see a way that they'll do that. Like, they don't want to pay this dude, like, clearly. But Terry McLaurin obviously wants too much money. Like, he obviously wants way too much money. Hold up. All right, so we got 11 people in here. Let's get up to 11 likes. Comment anything you would like. I started a goal in the chat. Make sure you fill that out. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. So the Commanders released their second unofficial depth chart ahead of the Bengals game. I'm excited for the Bengals game, but we're going to see probably one drive of Jaden Daniels maybe. But I talked about it. Like, I need to see Terry McLaurin out there with him. I need to. We're at the point where the Terry McLaurin situation, it's affecting practice. It's affecting practice. It is. It's affecting the way this team operates. It's affecting a lot of things, and it's becoming a distraction to everyone. Everyone's being asked about it. Dan Quinn, Cliff Kingsbury, Joe Jr., they all talked today and they're all being asked about it. And all the players are being asked about it. And it's a distraction. So Terry McLaurin, you either show up to work or you're gonna have to pay a lot of money. And I understand that you're in your mind, you're saying, like, if you're not gonna pay me, I'm not gonna show up to work. I understand that, but I think that you have to show up this year for your career. If Terry McLaurin does not show up this year, his career is cooked because and I don't think this is gonna happen. I think he's gonna play this year. I would love to hope that he would play this year, but it's been bad. Um, Terry McLaurin will get paid. Believe that. Okay. Okay. I like that thinking. I think he's gonna get paid, right? I think he's gonna get paid still, but we are kicking this can down the road a little bit farther than it needed to go. We got 11 people in here. Let's get up to 11 likes. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Fill out the goal in the chat. It would be greatly appreciated. So yeah, I think he's gonna get paid, but I think that it's taken way longer, obviously, than we need it to be. What is it? August 15th. August 15th. And we still don't have a Terry McLaurin extension. That's your number one wide receiver. And so it is hard to watch. It's hard to watch. But let's see Adam Peters get clutch. And this is what Adam Peters has done time and time and time again is clutch up. He has clutched up time and time and time again with contract extensions. And is he going to do it again? I think he can. I think he can. So patience is the key. Yeah, I guess, but we've been patient for a long time. We've been patient for a long time. So, but yeah, we'll see if it gets done. But I hope it does, and I hope that we pay our number one guy. But I also understand, like, if he's asking for too much money, you can't budge. Like, Adam Peters is a very entitled person, and he's a guy that is very hardworking, and he's not going to just give up his position. Because at the end of the day, the Commanders, their team, they have all the leverage. All the leverage. The Commanders have all the leverage over Terry McLaurin. They have all the rights over Terry McLaurin. They don't have to pay. Ultimately, I think what might happen is the team will say, okay, we're just going to let you play out this year and prove more to us, even though I don't think he has anything to prove. And we'll let you sit on that current contract, and we can rock like that. And we might pay you next offseason, or we'll just franchise tag you and only pay $28 million. Because here's the thing. The team doesn't have to pay Terry McLaurin more than $28 million if they franchise tag him. They'll pay him $28 million if they franchise tag him, and that's it. That's it. So why would the team pay him $28 million, more than $28 million now? It'd be stupid. So I think there needs to be context to this. The team, if I'm Adam Peters, I'm not giving Terry McLaurin more than $28 million because, quite frankly, I would be screwing myself. Because next year, you could just franchise tag Terry and pay him $28 million. And that'd be the good amount. But what people get wrong is the team is not short on money. They're not short on money, but they're trying to get the best possible outcome. They're trying to get the best possible money that they pay Terry McLaurin because they are sitting here and they're saying in 2 or 3 years, we're going to have to pay Jaden Daniels and we're going to have to pay him $75 million, like something along those lines. So I understand why they don't want to use up money on a 31-year-old wide receiver. And I also understand, like, he's going to be 30 or 31 when the extension kicks in. And the statistics say, if you follow the statistics, they say that wide receivers over 30 slow down. in their career. So they don't want to pay him. They want to pay him for what he'll do in the future. And they think he's a $28 million wide receiver, apparently. That's what they think, apparently. They want to pay him what he'll do for them in the future. Sadly, it's not about Terry McLaurin and what he went through with the team. It's not about that. So, let's look at something from John Keim and what he just put out on his podcast. John Keim talks about Terry McLaurin every single day. So, John Keim on the Commanders wide receiver Terry McLaurin, he says, I think we're getting close to the point where the Washington Commanders have to make that decision. When do you activate Terry McLaurin? And then at that point, do you make him a final contract offer, take it, or leave it? Here's the thing with the Terry McLaurin deal. It's gotten bad, as we all know. But Adam Peters could get up to $28 million, and they could pay Terry McLaurin $28 million. They could offer that to him, $28 million. If Terry McLaurin doesn't accept that money, Adam Peters is going to say, okay, we'll give you, then we'll lower it to $26 million since you're not going to take $28 million. And Adam Peters will have Terry McLaurin saying, okay, I'll just take that $28 million. Like you offered to, I'll take that. I'll take the $28 million. I'm sorry. I should have taken that offer. And Adam Peters is going to be like, bro, we're down to 26 now. And you didn't accept that. So what could ultimately happen? I think Terry McLaurin could just end up like not getting an extension. No extension. I think that's what might happen. The two sides are not budging, and while us Terry McLaurin fans, like we have emotional strings to Terry McLaurin, but this is the nature of it. The team has all the leverage over Terry McLaurin. They have all the leverage. They have all the power over Terry McLaurin. And so it just gets to a point where you sit to yourself and you say, yeah, there's probably not going to be an extension. So for us that have realized there's not going to be an extension, probably, I think you kind of know how this works, and you realize like they don't have to give Terry McLaurin an extension at all, and that's what they're probably going to do. But make sure you guys hit the like button if you haven't. Hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed to the channel. Fill out the goal in the chat. It would be greatly appreciated. Fill out that goal in the chat. You guys can see it. I know you can. So please don't ignore it. So yeah, but Terry McLaurin, hope he can get paid soon. That's all I got for Terry McLaurin. Like, hope he can get paid soon. I think that it's important that we get him back on the field. We know it's important to get him back on the field, but are they going to do it? Is he ever going to come back? Like, he's under contract and he has to play for this team this year. So for those of you saying that he is, he can leave and he can walk away and he's a free agent, no, he's not. I've gotten people saying Terry McLaurin's going to leave this year. He can't leave. He's under contract. And that's the reality of it. He has to play this year, or else he's going to get fined a boatload of money if he leaves this year. He will get fined a lot of money if he doesn't play this year because he's under contract. And when you're under contract, you have to come back to football at some point. Like Terry McLaurin has to come back to football at some point because the team doesn't have to pay him. So we got 12 people in here. Let's get up to 15 likes. Let's get up to 15 likes in the stream. Hit the subscribe button. We got 13 people in here now. Let's get up to 15 or 16 likes on the stream. There's a goal in the chat. If any of you could fill out that goal in the chat, it would be greatly appreciated. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed and you're watching right now. Subscribe. So I hope that we're at the point where we're in the final stages of the Terry contract, but I just don't think we are at this point. I just don't think we are. I do not. I think that they are just really struggling to get things done. Cliff Kingsbury said, like, we have Terry here, but we can't work him out. We can't do anything with him because he's not he's not practicing. We got 15 people in here. Let's get up to 20 likes on the stream. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. If you want to send a super chat, go ahead and do so. And also, there's a goal in the chat. Fill that out. He will get his money. It's a dance. I would like to think that. I would like to think he'll get his money. It is a dance. It's contracts are a dance. Like they are. I understand that. It's definitely a hard place contractually to try to figure this thing out, especially with his age. The precedent that they're trying to set is hard. But yeah, I think he will get his money though. But we have 3 weeks into the regular season, and the team understands that they have to get it done by then. They understand that. So I hope that they come to their senses and realize like we have to get something done soon. I think they will. I think they will ultimately. But we are at the same time, we've been kicking the same can down the road for so long, and it's hard. It is. We've kicked the can down the road for so long. Keep saying Terry McLaurin. Terry McLaurin, he's going to get extended before OTAs, extended before mandatory minicamp, extended before July, extended before a veterans report, extended before the first day of training camp, extended before the first preseason game, extended before the first joint practice. And it's like, it's just this repetitive cycle, and it doesn't feel like it's going to get done. But this is our number one weapon. This is the guy that really carried us last year, and Jaden Daniels too. We need this guy to have a shot at the Super Bowl. So I hope that he comes through. We got 13 people in here. Let's get up to 20 likes on this stream. If you're not subscribed, go subscribe. Send a super chat. It will be greatly appreciated. At the end of the day, I hope that this gets done, but we'll see. We'll see what the team ends up doing. The Commanders' depth chart, second unofficial depth chart dropped today. Cliff Kingsbury spoke today. Joe Witt Jr. spoke today. Joe Witt Jr., he hasn't made any remarks specifically about Terry, but I'm sure he's thinking in his head, like, we'd love to have guys like Trey Amos and Marshawn Lattimore going against Terry every day. But, and I'm sure Cliff Kingsbury's like, dude, we got to get you on the field. We got to get you with my new packages and with JD5, and that would be very beneficial. So I'm sure everybody does not benefit from this. Like, nobody benefits from Terry being out. And at some point, I think that the Commanders are going to have to throw the towel in and say, okay, we are going to take you off the list of the PUP list because you're not injured. We're just doing that to save you one, so you don't have to come to practice. We're going to take you off that list because it's time to show up to work. We got 14 people in here. Let's get up to 20 likes. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Fill out the goal in the chat. Fill out the goal in the chat. It looks like this. The goal in the chat looks like this. If you click on it. So that would be greatly appreciated. Got 16 people in here. Let's get up to 20 likes. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Again, Terry, we're dealing with the situation, but it's time to put an end to this nonsense, in my opinion. Get it together. Get out of this. We have 3 weeks to try to do this. They have 3 weeks to try to lock this in, and I'm not too confident, but I'd love to think that they will find a way to get this done. Love to think they will find a way to get this done. I would love to think that. I would love to think that. They're playing hardball right now. AP doesn't budge. Like, Adam Peters doesn't budge. But he's been known to get deals done like late September. Early September, like early fall, basically. Early fall is when he's been known to get deals done. So what if Terry's the same way? What if Terry's like the guy that gets extended 1 week before the season? Certainly, it would be way longer than we hope for, but nonetheless, it would still happen. That'd be perfect for me. That would be perfect for us. I think we need that. We need that. And this is this is an ongoing question as well. It's like, is this Terry McLaurin situation going to impact your joy on the season? Is this Terry McLaurin gonna impact the feeling of greatness that you have going into this season? Answer in the comments. Answer with a super chat. Any of them. Like, is the Terry McLaurin situation impacting your joy going into the season? Because I thought that was a very interesting question. I saw it online the other day, and I think it is impacting my joy going into the season for Terry McLaurin. It is. It's far too overblown. And like Terry McLaurin's situation is not as bad as Michael Parsons. It's not as bad as Trey Hendrickson, but it's bad still. It is bad. It is really bad. So they might get something done soon, but let's talk about the sixth wide receiver position. While we're on the topic of wide receiver, let's talk about the sixth wide receiver position on the roster. There is multiple names thrown in for the sixth wide receiver position. There is your KJ Osborne fans. There is your fans of Michael Gallup. There is your fans of youth and Ja'Cory Brooks. And I don't know like what guy I think is going to make the roster right now. They all drop a lot of passes. But we'll see. Daniel Johnson with a comment here. Yes, it's in the back of my mind constantly. I agree. Like I said this offseason, I said I would love to get this done before this stuff even starts. And I said, like, it would be just a big distraction and it would kind of impact my joy. And it is. It is. It's on the back of our minds constantly. I think this explains it perfectly. I think this is a really good comment. I think that it's awful. It's always on our minds now. It's constantly taking away people's joy about this season. And there's been fans who say, if Terry doesn't get extended, like, we're going to leave. And I think that's outrageous. But yeah, certainly with the joy that we've had the past few seasons, or the last season, with the new quarterback that we have, like, we love to just get this done. We love for this just to be over. And it's not looking good for that. Like, genuinely, if this lasts until week 1, it's not going to be pretty. It isn't. We got 14 people in here. Let's get up to 20 likes. Hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed. All right. Hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed. Make sure you hit the like button as well. Make sure you send a super chat. Do the goal in the chat. The goal in the chat is the white button at the top. Make sure you hit that. See what we got. So just to look back on the depth chart from this evening, Jalen Lane is going to be your starting punt returner. It's not KJ Osborne. I don't even think KJ Osborne's making the roster. And maybe that's just me, but I don't think he's making the roster. Josh Connolly, yes, he's behind Andrew Wiley, but I think that he's going to earn that spot. I hope Josh Connolly earns that spot. I think he'll earn that spot, but it's certainly close. And that's what it's meant to be. Like, the dude, Josh Connolly's 20. He's 20 years old. And so that's why, that's why it's like this. That's why it's hard to get this done, because to make him a starter, because he is really young. So it's hard to get this stuff done when you're 20 years old and you need to get stronger. You need to work on your fundamentals. You need to get more adjusted to the right side. But I do think he'll earn the spot over Andrew Wiley. I hope he will. Either way, if Josh Connolly can just be like a depth piece this year, that'd be successful for him. But we'd love him to be a starter, as a first-round pick. We love him to be a starter. But either way, I think he's going to be a phenomenal, tremendous player in this league, no matter how long it takes. No matter how long it takes for him. As far as the other rookies, Trey Amos already has the starting spot, obviously. He's earned it. I said they make these guys earn it. Trey Amos has earned it. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, he looks really good. But he's not going to start over Brian Robinson week 1. Brian Robinson's not getting cut either, for those of you saying that. We got 13 people in here. Let's get up to 20 likes. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. If you want to send a super chat, hit the goal at the top of the chat. It says 0 out of 1. Send that, and it would be greatly appreciated. So the unofficial depth chart, again, that released today. Undrafted free agents, Ja'Cory Brooks, he's still at the back of the line. Like, they're going to make those guys earn it too. So I'm not surprised about that. Really not much surprises heading into the Bengals game. They drop a depth chart every time we enter, a game week. We're in a game week. And so I really do enjoy those, looking at those depth charts, overviewing those, and see what we got for this week. What do we have for this week? What do you have for me? It's going to be a fun year. That's what I'll say. I love to have Terry McLaurin this this week, Monday Night Football against the Bengals, but we're not going to have him by then. I don't think the extension will be done by then. Let me see if there's any updates on Twitter about this whole Terry situation. If I can get anything there. Oh, we got a super chat here. Dawson Jordan, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Really appreciate you, Dawson Jordan. Really appreciate you for the super chat. That helps the channel exponentially. That helps me grow a lot. So I really do appreciate you, Dawson Jordan, for that. That's awesome, dude. Thank you so much for that. That really helps the channel grow. Keep it up, my dude. Appreciate you. I will for sure keep it up, man. So I'm not going to talk your ear off today. I think that's all I got for right now, y'all. We hit the goal of one super chat. Yellow and higher. So really appreciate you, Dawson, for that. That's all I got, man. Commander's second unofficial depth chart released today. So that's it, man. I'll see you guys in the next one. If there's any news tonight, I'll obviously be here to recap it, but I don't think there will be. Hopefully we get a Terry extension tonight. That would be awesome. But that's all I got for right now. See you guys in the next one. That's going to do it for me. Y'all have a good one. Hail to the Washington